Hey guys, it's Tinker Tailor here today, bringing you back another Pokemon Build series video. Today we have Gengar, who is the final evolution of Ghastly? I think it goes Ghastly Haunter Gengar. And yeah, he's a little ghost poison type, and he is a very interesting creature. It kind of looks like a round purple sphere of a body face creature. It's one of those drawings, one of those Pokemon where the body is also the head. It's like just like a giant head with little arms and little legs and a little tail and like pointy cat ears. And yeah, it's all purple and it's got a big evil grin and red eyes. Well, I mean, the whites of the eye are not white, they're red, but black pupils. I forget my eye anatomy, to be honest. Yeah. The whites of the eye are red, but the part that you see from is, yeah, just black. And I don't know, this creature does seem devious and whatnot, but I feel like this is the sort of Pokemon that, you know, if you were very respectful as to where it was, it would be, you know, they'd leave you alone and whatnot. But if you were being, you know, I'm building a graveyard, and a little chapel church thing, and, you know, if you came in here and you were respectful and whatever, you know, nice and quiet and peaceful and, you know, understanding that, you know, some people are having a bit of a hard time here, it will, yeah, like I said, leave you alone and whatever. But if you are being disrespectful, or rude or mean or anything like that, it will chase you down like a devious little creature. Like it's mischievous, not necessarily evil or bad or anything like that, but, you know, if you're I don't know, I know there are people who go to graveyards and cemeteries at night. I believe the difference between a graveyard and a cemetery is a graveyard is attached to a church or chapel or that sort of building, whereas a cemetery isn't necessarily. I think that's more of doesn't necessarily, like, it might have a chapel, but it's not necessarily a religious chapel. It's more of a building in which funerals can be held. And yeah, I don't know, it's I find that quite interesting. I'm not sure if I'm remembering that right, though. It could be wrong. It could be the other way around, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm pretty sure graveyards are a part of a religious building grounds, if that makes sense, whereas a cemetery is not religious grounds, but has a building, I guess you would call a chapel, but not a religious chapel, if that makes sense. A place in which you can celebrate or mourn your deceased loved one. But this place also here, because it is a religious chapel, they also have like christenings and things like that here. In my mind, it does. And so, yeah, I don't know, it's kind of, when I put out the Instagram post about this, I made a little reel. I said something about the babies being born, baptized, and buried here. I mean, the babies aren't being buried, they're growing up and getting old, and then coming to rest here. And I thought that was just like a really, really sweet idea of, like, you know, this is, you know, if you miss your family member, you can come here and you can visit them and whatnot, and they're not going anywhere. Like, they're all here, and it's all one beautiful place for, you know, the local families to pay their respects. And I think that's really sweet, you know. I think, you know, as someone who's moved around a lot and been to many, many, many different places, I don't really get to do that a lot. You know, I have family members buried in many different places, and, you know, it can be very hard to go visit them all, but having a place where all your family is and where you will probably be with, like, if you want to be with your family, then, you know, you've got a spot there. And I think that's nice. I think it's good to have, I was gonna say the family together, but that's not quite what I mean. I'm sure you guys understand what I'm saying, you know. It's good to have them together, you know. So yeah, I don't know, I think small places like this are really sweet, and obviously you can have small towns where things are not so sweet and are you know, messy and there's lots of drama and whatnot, but also I feel like you can have small towns that are just, you know, really close knit and things like that. You know, I don't necessarily know that feeling because, again, I've moved around so much and whatnot, but I've been to places where the neighbors kind of know each other and whatnot, and you know, they're sort of friends, and you know, oh, this many houses down are these people and whatnot. And you know, the people I know who live in those houses are people who've been there forever, so it makes sense. It makes sense that if you've been there for a long time and the neighbors have been there for a long time, you kind of make friends. Although, to say that, I have kind of made friends with I say a neighbor, but someone living in my neighborhood, because they have a cat, and every time I walk past their house, I pat their cat. The cat, is actually a stray that they've kind of semi-adopted because the cat does not like being inside. But they feed the cat and take care of them and, you know, take them to the vet and things like that. So, you know, it's a semi-feral cat, and she's just so sweet. She's so lovely. And because of that, yeah, I've kind of made friends with the, I'm not going to say owners because they don't necessarily own her, but the people who take care of her. They're really, really nice. Like, every time we walk past, they say hi, and sometimes we stop and chat, and, you know, for maybe 3 or 4 months, maybe even a little bit longer than that, we didn't really talk. Like, we would just, like, see each other around and things like that, but, yeah, one day we started talking, and, yeah, they're just super, super lovely, and they ask me a lot of questions about the cats, because they're not necessarily knowledgeable. You know, they do obviously take the cat to the vet and things like that, but yeah, that is super lovely, super, super lovely, and I love that. I love that there's, like, we can make friends with people just like that over such small things. And I want more of that, you know, wherever I end up living, I want to be able to make friends with everybody. I want to be able to sit and chat with them and ask them about their day, and, you know, oh, do you mind cat sitting for me, or do you mind dog sitting for me, or whatever. Like, yeah, I'm happy to help out. You know, like, oh, hey, I made, I don't know, a lasagna, but I'm going away for the weekend and I can't eat it, so would you like this? Like, I don't ever think I'm ever gonna run into a situation where I'm making a lasagna and then I'm gonna be going away, but you never know. You know, like, what am I gonna do with, I mean, I could freeze it, but, you know, if there's someone out there, I'm happy to, you know, yeah, I made a lasagna. Would you like to try some? So, yeah, you know, it's interesting, and I don't know, yeah, I let me know down below, do you guys live in an area where you can make friends that easily? I mean, I know people out there who, it's not about whether or not, like, where you live and how small the town is, they can make friends with anyone, and I've been out with them, and random people just start talking to them. Like, I don't know what it is, they just have this I guess aura or something where people just start chatting, and it's beautiful. I think it's really, really sweet. And yeah, I think, I don't know, I really like the idea of just having a chat with strangers. Not all strangers. I understand that sometimes when I go out I want to be left alone, and other people probably do too, but sometimes it'd be nice just to chat with people, and you know, you don't necessarily have to be friends with them, but, you know, friendly, let's just share more friendliness around the world. I feel like that's something we could all definitely do, is just be a little bit nicer and a little bit more friendly. And I understand it's hard to be friendly and nice in a world where people are not friendly and nice to you, but I think it shows good character when you can kind of, I don't want to say, like, rise above it, but, you know, choose to continue being friendly and be the one that is the friendly one, you know? So, yeah, I definitely try to be nice and smile at people and things like that, and, you know, like, I go to this particular shop regularly, mostly to pick up chocolate milk, but sometimes, and ice cream as well, and, you know, every time I see them, I'm just like, yeah, have a good night, have a good morning, have a good whatever time zone that we're in. It's just like a nice thing to do, and I don't really know these people, but they know me well enough that, like, they probably call me the chocolate milk girl, to be honest. Like, I probably, I go there so often to get chocolate milk, they probably do call me that, and that's fine, but, you know, I just want to share a little bit of niceness every day. And it does, I don't know, it feels good to be the reason why someone has a chance to smile, you know? And you know, that's what I feel like, that we should all give give people a chance to be happy and to smile. I feel like, you know, if we do that, maybe some people will start doing that for us. And you know, not everyone's gonna do it, not everyone's gonna be nice, but we can all try. And I don't know, it just feels good to know that I have the capabilities to make someone's day better. So yeah. But anyway, we're basically at the end of the video here. I just go around and do some last minute terrain painting. I'm still not very confident with it or know what to do with it, but there's terrain paint, that's for sure. But anyway, if you guys want to see more videos like this, definitely make sure to subscribe. I do come out with a video pretty much every single day, just not the last couple of days of February. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.